What's good, everybody? It's your boy Banco Boxing. Hey, appreciate you for stopping in on the channel. But check it out. Today I'm gonna be doing another video on your boy Fred Hawthorne. As you guys all know, he's an extreme hater of Bud Crawford. Been hating for years. He can't get over, I guess, Bud not want to do an interview with him or whatever. He just hates him. So to preface all my comments, you see the title of his video is basically talking about Bud Crawford says PBC Welterweights would have problems with Green Machine and Jeff Horn. Now, what I'm gonna try to do in this one is, when I feel like Fred has put his foot in his mouth, I'm going to stop it and then I'm gonna read something. And basically, this comes from an interview that Terence Crawford did with Brian Custer, and Keith Idec did an article on this on Boxing Scene. So check it out. All right, so check it out. Boom. First things first, talking about they have a problem with Jeff Horn. Hey, so check it out. I'm finna read what Terence Crawford said verbatim. Jeff Horn, they say, all right, he got cheated by Pacquiao, said Crawford, who was undisputed 140-pound champion before he beat Jeff Horn for the WBO welterweight championship. He said, hey, when you watch that fight, Jeff Horn bullied Pacquiao. You know, even if he did some illegal tactics or hit him with elbows or headbutts or whatever the case may be, he did what he had to do to win the fight. You know, it's a fight at the end of the day. When you look at that fight, he took Pacquiao through hell. You know, pushed him around, bullied him. He made it a rough fight for Pacquiao. And you can't say that fight wasn't close. You know, at the end of the day, and for me to go in there and stop that man, that Pacquiao couldn't stop and beat him every round, people don't give me no credit for it. And he's right. And we saw Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. Hate or love it, Pacquiao struggled with Jeff Horn, who, by the way, is a PBC fighter now. That's all I'm saying. But let's continue. I gotta stop it again. How in the world is Mean Machine comparable to Brandon Rios? And Brandon Rios has, watch this, I'm finna look it up. This man, Brandon Rios, is 35-5. Mean Machine was undefeated before Bud beat him, and an Olympian at that. So, for you to try to slide him and say he's Brandon Rios, come on now. Like, be real. He's better than Brandon Rios. And it's really the fact that Terence Crawford is so good, he makes the guys look average, but you put Mean Machine in there with somebody else and you're going to see a better fight. Terence could have closed the show out early. But let's see what else Mr. Hawthorne got to say. This is my first time watching this too, y'all. And I hate when this dude says preview. Use a better word. Say privy. Don't say I was preview. Were you preview information? All right, boom. Before he even get in there to start lying, what does Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia got anything to do with Bud? All right, that's number one. Number two, Bud has a fight deal. Bud gets a minimum of 3.5 mil a fight. A minimum, not a maximum, a minimum. Nobody on PBC side has fight deals. They can't even scrap 10 mil to give Adrian Broner. Three, this is not him being bitter. See, for the people who tune into this dude, this is not this man, Bud, being bitter. This is him saying he went in there with opposition and saying, hey, I think they actually put up a good fight. If you read between the lines, he's saying, I think them guys would give all those guys good fights. But what you have is people like this, they definitely always trying to downplay somebody's level of opposition. This and that, because they did the same thing to Sean Porter when he was fighting Errol Spence. And time that Errol Spence had a tough enough fight with Sean Porter, everybody wanted to champion Sean Porter. But these dudes, let them tell it, last year he was a bum. So they always trying to act like he's being bitter. It's not bitter, man. This dude right here, man, he's a manipulator. You know what I'm saying? This dude was also in politics at one point in time. So don't believe the hype of what this man is saying. All these people tuned in, like, don't believe all this, because I'm telling you, it don't add up when you go listen to the interview with Brian Custer. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link for the Brian Custer interview and this Keith Eidick article in my description. But let's play on. Man, hold on. And look, I'm still on Brandon Rios' box rec. Let's go through his losses. This dude, last loss was against Humberto Soto. He lost against Danny Garcia, Tim Bradley, Manny Pacquiao, Mike Alvarado. And I'm going through his wins. He don't have a good win either. So at the same time, you're gonna try to talk about Mean Machine is worse or equal to Brandon Rios. This dude ain't good either at all. So like I said, do not believe the hype. And he brought up Manny Pacquiao and Green Machine. I mean, it just depends on what version of Manny Pacquiao you get if he on the V8 juice. I mean, to be quite honest. I mean, that's how I feel about Manny. Yes, I believe Errol Spence would also beat those guys. Terence Crawford never said they would lose. He just said they would give him competitive fights. I think that's what he's missing. I think they would. Because Errol has to make adjustments. If they don't show him no respect, they come in there to fight. And then eventually he probably get him out of there. I mean, but then again, he ain't had a man down in his last 2 fights. Telling all the black fighters, fight each other while you can. Why Errol Spence ain't been pushing hard for the Bud Crawford fight? Terence Crawford. Like, think about that. Like, since Crawford came to 147, they said, get a belt, and then we can fight. They haven't been pushing forward. He's always trying to talk about all this black man and black this and that. And, dog, you got this Malcolm X and all this stuff in there, but, you know what I'm saying? Not talking about the kids. You can marry who you want, but that's not you. That's not you. You're not this militant, manly alpha man. Cut it out. Ain't no real, it's a belt, but you're not the champion when you had that belt. That's the belt Lucas Matisse had. Like, that's not the belt. That's the belt Manny had, and he got the super WBA belt from Keith Thurman. Like, y'all stop listening to this dude. That belt ain't gonna make them dudes be relevant. Them dudes been in the same division for years. Keith still more relevant than Sean because he got a mouthpiece. Nobody like Sean Porter. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's just ain't not that captivating. He's a good fighter. He's an interesting fighter in the ring, but outside the ring, nobody really cares about him. So yeah, we're gonna let this play for probably about 2 more minutes if he say anything interesting, and then I'm gonna get off of this. Hey, that right there is what you call dry snitching on Al Heyman. He know a little bit. He don't know a lot. We know Al Heyman is also a holder behind some of these fights. And what he basically just alluded to is Al Heyman is paying these guys not to take some fights. He didn't say so much as, hey, don't fight him and I'll give you this money. He said, oh, how much money you need? Okay, I got you. Or whatever. That's what he alluded to. All right, man. I try to skip around, but he's rambling about other stuff that ain't really got to do with the subject at hand. What I'll do is I will drop his article description, his video link in the description as well, and you can watch the rest of that if you want to. I'm going to cut it right here. But yeah, guys, you see a lot of contradicting things that Fred always says when it comes to Terence Crawford. And you know, I'm just bewildered by it every time when he gets on this and he just, you know, wants to go at Bud, but it's the same guy that won't show up to somewhere Bud is at. He won't. Bomac already told him, hey, don't tell me, tell Terence Crawford. At the end of the day, if you say you're a man, you got an issue, you can tell it was personal that he had some type of art with this man. If you got this, you know, an issue with Terence, tell him. Tell him straight up. Be a man about it and say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't feeling you because of X, Y, Z. And cool, Terence might say, well, the reason why is woo-de-woo-woo. And it's going to go like that. And then it might squash it because that's what men do. Hear each other out. All right, bet. Boom. It is what it is, whatever. I ain't got to like you, but I respect you for coming to me as a man. And that's all it got to be. But if you guys want to listen to Beauty Shop, and you go ahead. If you made it this far to the video, I appreciate you for making this far. Make sure you share this on your social media. Connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, You name it. It's your boy Banco Boxing, and I'm out.